Yo, SojuTalk Nation! On this week's episode, we'll be covering Fuego releases from Blackpink, WeI, and SF9. We'll also be cooking up some spicy news coverage, including Blackpink in your area, and the Korean government pledges to protect underage celebrities and trainees. So prepare your body, turn up the volume because we coming in hot. Hit me with that intro! Hey, what's up everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 107, and we're recording on October 5th, 2020. Already October, guys.
Wow.
I'm Doug, and joining me today we got Warren.
Hey, what's up everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
And as a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, and join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. Alright. No announcements this week. Let's just get straight into it. So we're now at part 1 of SojuTalk episode 107, where we discuss big new releases, choose a spicy song king, and hit you with the music show winners. Boom.
Boom, boom.
Alright, we're going to be covering 3 songs this week in terms of our big new releases. The first one, the biggest one, October 2nd, Friday, Blackpink Lovesick Girls, and then today on October 5th, Monday, we have WeI's debut with Twilight and SF9 with Shine Together. Let's start at the top though, with Blackpink's Lovesick Girls. So they are from YG Entertainment. They debuted in 2016. Last 3 songs, Ice Cream, How You Like That, Kill This Love. My music show total might not be accurate anymore because I forgot to update it, but I'm pretty sure that they're at 36 wins, is what I want to say.
Ooh.
Okay.
Because I think they won one more. But, all right, in terms of Blackpink, Lovesick Girls, the album, we held a live stream the day it came out, back on October 2nd, which was the Friday. Yeah, so
Correct.
Yep.
there is a replay of it. We did encounter the YG copyright hammer, though.
Oh man, came down real hard.
Yeah, Warren, you explain what happened with that. Yeah.
Essentially, I mean, you know, we played music in the music video during the live stream. So the music and the music video was in its entirety in the stream, in the clips. YouTube didn't like that. YG didn't like that, so they decided to kind of copyright claim it and then block it in all regions. So that was kind of sad. However, we did edit it such that the copyrighted music and video is not in the video anymore. And it's on YouTube if you guys want to check it out. There's, we had a fair amount of first impression discussions about the album and the song itself and music video.
So we don't really cover B-sides on this podcast, but this is like one of the best opportunities for you to see what we think about other songs. Additionally, I thought that the live stream went really well. We had way more people than we thought were going to show up.
Oh man, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
SojuTalk Nation showed us a lot of support. Also, shout out to Warren because he's the one who edited it. I did nothing but complain for like a couple days. It was a great time. Hopefully, we could do more things like that in the future. So it is what it is. But
we got some good albums coming out rest of the year, so
a lot of big ones. Yeah. But okay, Lovesick Girls. We've now had like 3-4 days to listen to it, right?
We did, yeah.
I really like this song.
Interesting. Okay.
Really? Okay.
I think I've listened to it about 10 times a day, each day. Since
Wow.
10 times a day each day.
Yeah.
What is the context of you listening to this? Like, do you listen to it in the shower, or like do you listen to it at work, or like do you listen to it
all day,
every
every
week?
day,
Everywhere.
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 In the
You
shower.
go.
I've
You just
listened to it while I'm in the shower. I've listened to it while I'm sitting here. I've watched the music video on my TV when I'm at the couch. Like all day, every day, dude.
Wow.
Oh man, you really like the song. What draws you in so much about the song?
I just find it really catchy. I don't think it's like the best song ever. I don't think it's Blackpink's best song by any stretch of the imagination. Just I find it really catchy. I think it's a return to form for them because personally I wasn't the biggest fan of the last 3 songs, Ice Cream, How You Like That, Kill This Love. Yeah, super catchy though. What do you guys? What's your base impressions after like 3-4 days?
I feel like I would agree with the idea that it is catchy. But I think to a certain extent, it kind of becomes repetitive. I think after listening to it on Friday, I did go back to the music video a couple times. And yes, the chorus gets stuck in my head, but it kind of goes on a loop. Like, I can't distinguish a lot of the rest of the song. But visually, this music video super nice. I want to give a shout out to the stylist, the makeup artist, their whole team. Very, very nice job. As always, I feel like Blackpink has always been very consistent as far as the visual aspects of their music. But I feel like when the full face shots came up and the outfit changes, I think everything was like top tier as far as that.
Their fashion is one thing, and then like in the music videos when it's like quickly cutting between parts, like the flashback sequences with like long-haired guy with the motorcycle, guys, don't trust people with long hair and motorcycle jackets. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't care if it's a guy or a girl. Like whether they be straight, gay, bi, whatever. Like if they have long hair and like don't. Anyway,
that's an interesting take.
that's like 2 cents of life tips with Uncle Warren here, all right? Like
Uncle Warren, Jesus. Okay.
What?
I mean, yeah. Then those like the quick cutting sequences where they flash back between like Rose like crying and then like her like chilling with her like what's now probably her ex. I don't know. Like that was pretty cool.
Okay, can we stop and talk about Rose? She is so good on this music video.
The acting.
Her voice is crazy good. Like she's really solid on the entire album as well, I would say. I'm biased though. She is my favorite member of the group, admittedly. But the youngies, also known as the acting, oh my goodness, the crying in the bathtub, I wasn't ready for that. Right? That's my favorite. I don't know if that's weird to say that's my favorite part, but her acting was like one of my favorite things of this whole music video, to be honest.
Crying in the bathtub, that sequence was
crazy, right?
Yeah. I mean, her performance in general, with the album in specific, was like she was the most consistently like reliably really good. Like I could maybe at least as the other one where people point to her as like the consistently good rapper, and like I could maybe pick out a couple parts here and there where I was like, kind of F you with the flow. Rose, there was not a single moment where I'm like, man, Rose is not, up to her usual standard. Every moment was like, this is Rose. This is where she is. She's like the Taeyang of Big Bang. Like she's the glue that keeps the album together. That was really good.
So they have 4 members, right? As everyone knows. It's weird because I know Jennie does some singing, but I would consider her more of a rapper in the group. So they have essentially 2 rappers, 2 singers, right?
Right.
I find it very hard to compare, very hard not to compare like the 2 rappers to each other or the 2 singers to each other, to be honest.
I mean, the problem
also the parts are always next to each other, like one after another each time.
Right, and the problem I have with that is Jisoo in specific is often overlooked because she has a completely different kind of a voice, right?
Yeah.
And often I feel like it's either her or the company or the producers, I don't know, someone's making her like sing in a way that matches Rosé's way of singing, and I'm like, you don't. Maybe it's because of the genre, but like you don't have to do that, like you could be excelling at other things, and like that's kind of sad. Same goes for Jennie. Some of her performance in Ice Cream Sandwich, no, just Ice Cream.
Sandwich.
Ice cream.
All right.
In Ice Cream. Yeah, that part. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like,
yes, I do.
We've known what you were talking about the whole time.
Okay, good. Well, that part I was gonna say it was really cool, and yeah, and that's where she really comes out. Where like that didn't happen in like a lot of the parts of the album, sadly.
So Anita, do you also compare the 2 singers into what we'll call rappers in this, like in general with Blackpink, or are you just kind of there for the vibes?
I don't know if it's comparison, but I definitely understand what you mean by pairing of the vocalists and rappers, because I see that a lot. But I guess to me, the way I've heard them and their vocals in general, they try to have like a certain vibe, like a certain styling to their vocals as a whole. And I do agree with what Warren said about Jisoo, because I feel like I don't know if naturally her voice sounds best in that kind of styling, that vocal styling. Right. But I mean, I think that's kind of like the YG vibe that the group kind of has as well. So I don't know, maybe if the solos ever happen, we'll see something different.
Maybe.
Yeah.
In terms of the one of the main takeaways we got from our live stream, which holds true in this song Lovesick Girls, was the abrupt endings of many of the songs on the album.
True, yes.
So All right, to recap, if you listen through all of the songs on the album, the ones produced specifically by Teddy seem to just end abruptly, at least the majority of them. And I think that also goes for Lovesick Girls, because like most traditional songs, there'll be a slowdown or some kind of it's ending, right? And for a song like Lovesick Girls, the ending is like 4 seconds and we out of here, right? Like it's just it's
Sudden,
over.
yeah.
Like, and I think what killed this love. You remember there was we were like, it just ended. What happened back in the day? There was no dance break or anything, right? There was the one breakdown and then it just ended. Same kind of deal, I would say.
I felt like that was one of the major parts that stood out to me as the weakness of the entire album. Is the pacing in general feels very rushed. I did go back and listen to it straight from the beginning to the end a couple times. And I just couldn't get out of the vibe that like the entire album feels very rushed. That they had, it felt like I was being chased. Honestly, I was like, cause like points like "Love to Hate Me," right? I was like, maybe I should, like kind of sit there in my emotions, just like the way Rose sat in her bathtub and cried. Like I want to do that too, but like I couldn't. Cause like I got the whole album like chasing me down. They're like, okay, we're gonna move on to the next track. Get on the, and that was like, why did we have to do that? I don't understand. Like the album is pretty short anyways.
Yeah.
Like
true.
Realistically speaking, without the first 2 tracks, it's like 6 tracks. That's kind of short,
It is. I guess I wonder if they felt like less is more in this case, although I wasn't sure. But yeah, I think as far as this song though, as far as Lovesick Girls, I feel like it did. Well, I guess personally, this one didn't feel that short. I think like it felt pretty complete.
Yeah.
It was just the ending. It was just the ending
Right.
that felt a little like, oh, I didn't expect it to be coming so quick. But overall, I thought it was pretty complete as far as the progression of the song itself. And I also feel like the sound of it like was very different than what I was expecting them to come back with as their main title track for this album. And I guess it was kind of refreshing in a way. I think during the live stream, I kind of felt like, oh, this feels a little nostalgic, like a little back to the era of Stay with the guitar sound in there. So I don't know, it felt a little nostalgic, a bit refreshing, but essentially different. And I think that was a good call as far as the progression of the pre-releases and then this as the main title track.
The
For
thing is,
me, keep going, Martin.
No, because I was gonna add on to that a little bit, right? Because like when I think of Blackpink, I'm thinking like the big bold letters of Blackpink in your area, sirens going on, like big brass flags everywhere, marching bands, like all like like
Pretty intense. Yeah.
Right. And if anything, this song kind of really broke that, right? And they did a really good job of breaking out of that box. And if you think about the stuff that Teddy's produced in the last like decade or so, it's either that really kind of intense thing, or it's the other, it's complete opposite 180 where like loser, Wetori, that thing, right? Like where they're just like just straight guitars and nothing else. This I feel like is a good medium in between.
I agree.
So like that was kind of refreshing, like best of both worlds, like.
I also think that so I'm. You know how I eventually liked How You Like That, but I think that was a lot of me forcing myself to like it, to be honest. Ice Cream, I think, is a mess still. For me, they really redeemed themselves with this one. My feelings about pre-releases and sometimes you don't need it. I still stand by that, especially with this trilogy of songs. Overall, though, I think they were allowed to do a song like this, sort of like pulling it back a little because of the world situation, because they're more or less set to do like big festivals and big concerts and stuff, so they need more high energy songs. So I think that by the way the world is right now, it allowed them to do a song that's more pulled back, and I kind of like that sound from them overall. And in big picture mode, I personally thought the album, the album itself I liked it. I think it had its flaws, but overall I was pretty satisfied by it. And there are a ton of accolades for this song and the album, but we'll be covering them in the news section. But do you guys have any closing thoughts on Lovesick Girls or the album? Going once, going twice, sold. All right, let's move on to the next one. So today on October 5th, Monday, we had the debut of WeI. So they released a song called Twilight. They are from We Entertainment. This is their debut, and they got nothing else. No last songs, no music show wins. But there are a lot of familiar faces in this group. So
Yes.
Yup.
Majority.
the ones I personally know are Johan. You know, he's the kid from X1, right? He was my favorite guy on Produce X101. We have Kim Dong-han, who's been a solo artist for a pretty long time, and now he's in this group.
Yeah.
There was Seokhwa, who was also in Produce X101, and there's like a kid from Treasure, and there's other kids from like other survival shows as well, right, Anita? Something like that.
How many were there? I don't remember the number of the members, but majority are like Produce alumni. I think there's Johan Seokhwa and one more who used to be in Reigns. He was also in Produce, and then another guy who was in One the Nine. So he was also in a survival show, and then the youngest, who I don't think has any affiliations.
Oh yeah, and then there was also. Oh wait, Seokhwa was also on YG Treasure Box, right? I believe.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Really?
See,
Wow.
that's what I was thinking. So then,
Yes.
the main thing that stuck out to me, based on all this experience with Twilight, is that like they don't feel like a rookie group to me, at least. Like that was one of my main takeaways. Additionally, this is very telling. The song was produced by Pentagon's Hui and Flowbot.
Yeah.
I think that makes a ton of sense. So this sounded like a
lot.
little bit like Pentagon's kind of quirky side that they pull out once in a while. I thought it really matched up there. The only part of this song that I actively disliked a little was that whistling thing during the chorus, the background sound.
You didn't like
Really?
it? Why not?
I thought it just went the whole time. If you listen to the chorus, the entire chorus, there's the whistling sound effect. I don't think you needed it the entire time, but maybe that's just me.
Really? I feel like for me, that was the most memorable part of the song,
Okay,
and
that's fair.
the way that it was carried throughout the song, it made me like, I guess it made it easier for me to remember, like, oh, the melody goes like this because it's embedded throughout the whole song. Like it's pretty constant. But yeah, also on the Hui track, I feel like after finding out that he wrote it, composed it, I feel like it's so easy to hear his voice in the track. I don't know, like I could imagine him doing the demo for this, which fits
Yeah.
very well.
This is a
So it's
really
interesting.
Hui type song, I think.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think it was a little too hooey, to be frank.
Oh, really?
Because not that I'm particularly familiar with Hui's discography. I know he writes for a lot of Pentagon. I know he wrote a couple things for like Produce Series and 101 and whatnot.
Yeah.
And the moment I heard it, I was like, okay, this sounds like Pentagon.
That's fair. That's
And
fair, I think.
and I'm not sure if that's the best thing for a rookie group.
Oh, I see.
where
yeah.
where the debut track is like, I mean, but you know, like it works. I like eating it. I'll eat it again. You know, like why not? Like nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, I was like, a little familiar. You know.
If we think of We Entertainment, right? It's really they're really lucky to have Johan and Donghan and a couple of these other kids who are like, because Johan and Donghan are quite popular, right? And
They're recognizable.
We's a small company, so this is like really working out for them, I think, right? I think the group makes sense to
Yeah.
me. In terms of the music video, I thought it was a really beautiful music video. The color tones and stuff. There were certain parts that were oversaturated. I know that, right, Warren? Is that what? I don't know. There were some parts that like, okay, so oversaturated. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it, but like the colors pop, and maybe they pop a little bit too much.
Too much
right?
color. Too much color.
Yeah, but overall, like I don't know how much money We Entertainment has, but I thought they produced a nice music video for what they got.
I feel like I agree with that. The sets and like the concepts for the music video were very pretty. I just feel like there was a lot of them. For some reason, I feel like the number of sets and like how it switched to different scenes every now and then, I kind of was counting like, wait, where are we now? And like the outfit changes, and I guess that made me feel like it couldn't remain like have like a very consistent
Theme?
vibe.
Yeah. I can
theme.
see
Yeah.
that. I can see that.
And I was gonna point that out because it definitely feels like they spent a lot of money. Like it does not feel like they cheaped out at all.
They felt like they spent a ton of money.
But like I was like, did you guys not know how to spend your money? Is that what it is? Because if they had spent more of their budget on like maybe building a plot or like giving a consistent theme across each like sequence or scene. Like that would have been really cool. But instead I got like 5 different versions of like, you know, like different concepts essentially. Like, you know, people wearing white, people wearing black leather, people in the forest, people, you know, like
okay, now that you mentioned it like that, there was like a scene where I felt like they were on Mars too or something. Like,
right.
There was a lot going on. Overall though.
Yeah. I mean, overall, it was a really clean,
this is
nice
a solid debut, right? Yeah.
Pretty safe.
I'm gonna make a hot take. I just thought of one.
Okay.
I prefer this song to either Gravity song. I'm just saying.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, right.
I don't disagree.
Right? I don't know. Something about Gravity hasn't grabbed me yet. This song though, it got my attention. Additionally, it's like pushing Johan and Donghan, the double Hans, I guess. It makes a lot of sense to me because they're both very talented and they both have, I would call it like the it factor. You watch them, you're like, I get it, they're good, right? Both of them. And I don't know if that's gonna devolve into a situation like early Wakey Makey where we're really just focusing on 2 kids. I hope it doesn't.
I hope not.
But let's just say that the 2 of them definitely got the lion's share of the attention, I would say, in this song. At least that's how I perceived it.
I didn't feel like they were being pushed like in my face, but at the same time, like they had the eyes, right? They had the look at me eyes, and I was like, okay, I'll look at you, sir, like that kind of deal.
Yeah, right. We'll have to see what happens with WeI. I think there's a ton of potential here. And there's they have a really big head start on a lot of groups.
I think between the boy groups, this is probably the most memorable start in this year.
That's big. That's big praise from you, sir, for sure.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the last song. We were debating if we should cover this, so it's SF9's Shine Together. So they are from FNC, debut 2016. Last 2 songs, Summer Breeze, Good Guy, RPM, 4 music show wins. The reason we were debating it, because this is like, we found out after the fact that this song is a celebration of their 4th anniversary. Shine Together was written by the members for their fan club Fantasy. Number 1, congratulations to SF9, 4 years. It's great. I think they've accomplished a lot. But we tend to not cover like fan club songs, you know, like fan service songs. We try not to when we don't have to. But there's not a lot of songs this week, so we're like, let's just keep it on. Overall, though, the main vibe is definitely just like sentimental, right? Like clearly,
feelings.
There's not a whole lot to say for me though. I thought it was fine. I liked it. I'm not in like the SF9 fandom, or I'm not a fantasy or whatever we're gonna call it. I'm not a fantasy. That's a weird thing to say, but overall though, you know, I was feeling some emotions through this one. What about you, Anita? I think you'll have some things to say.
Yeah, well, I was looking at some of the comments from the music video because I kind of saw like a lot of decoration in the set, like a lot of letters and posters and stuff, like handwritten stuff as well. And then I was reading the comments, and it turns out that they used like actual fan mail, right? A lot of the fans like wrote letters and they used them in the set. So a lot of the stuff that you see in the music video was sent in by actual fans, and they thank them at the end. So if you watch the credits at the end of the song, there's like a long list of people that they're thanking, which I believe are all members of the fan club. So I think that's a really big, like, I don't know, this move that they did was really nice, kind of like showcasing like every single person matters and they're thankful for that. But yeah, I think for me, the chorus felt like very appropriate. Like it had enough emotion, but not like, I don't know, like not trying to overdo it. I thought it was simple in the best way possible. Just overall, the vibe and the music video just did what it was meant to do, like thank the fans, and just kind of show like their journey. I think that was really well done, in my opinion.
I know Warren doesn't have too much to say about this one.
I mean, like, I generally agree. Like,
it's vibes.
Yeah, I mean, if this was like a full comeback, like maybe I'd be like, oh, like I didn't like this or I didn't like that. But like, I mean, at the end of the day, they're thanking their fans, and that I feel like that point is being made like clearly to the point where like I'm not a fan and I know they're thanking their fans. Like that's like doesn't take an idiot. Doesn't
you
take
just got to be like respect, right? Like right.
So that was pretty cool, and yeah.
I wanted to talk about SF9 in general. Okay. I don't know if this is another take, but They remind me of a group back in the day called Jaya.
What?
Really?
No, not because of the music, right? But
Okay.
because of a lot of the guys are more popular for things outside of the group than in the group.
Acting in particular, I guess.
Yeah. Warren, do you not
I
understand?
could see that.
Have they done dramas and
These two, there's kids in this group who are like starring in
Yeah.
dramas as the main characters. Sky Castle,
Well,
yeah,
Extraordinary
yeah, Rowan and Chani, right? Like,
yes.
Okay.
these kids are so popular as actors, specifically. That's why I'm making this comparison. Because Jaya was this group back in the day where you ended up with, I want to say, what's his name? Im Siwan. You had
Hyungshik.
Hyungshik, Dongjun, and even
Gwangi.
Gwangi in variety terms, right? Like,
Yeah.
they all ended up being way more popular because of the stuff outside of the group than the actual group. I'm not saying that's going to happen with SF9, but I think it's objective that, like, a lot of the at least those two kids are more famous for being actors than being a part of SF9 at this point.
I mean, I feel like at that point you could also say they remind you of like a lot of other boy groups. Like Astro has Chaunu, who's like
True.
That's
more
true.
famous.
That's true.
Like,
That's fair.
Yeah, I think the particular thing about Zeya to me, or Taegogi Idol, or Boys of the Empire to me is, their quirky music, and how it's the status it has today.
Yeah, it's kind of like a throwback of like a little bit like LOL. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
a meme, you know. Like
Yeah.
no need to hide it.
I'm not saying SF9 is their music is definitely not a meme.
A lot
Definitely.
different. Quite
Um,
different.
Yeah, but that's just something I notice whenever I think of SF9 because it's like if they're like name SF9 songs, I'm like RPM because I remember that one very
Right,
specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Even Good Guy I kind of remember. But as a whole, I more someone who's not a huge fan of them think of the actor members. So I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up.
I was going to say, as far as like acting and then mixing acting with like boy groups or just groups in general, I feel like it can be helpful or sometimes because for me, as someone who's also not like a very well known with the group, after seeing Extraordinary You, which had Rowan as the male lead, I got a little bit more interested. I will say that it kind of draws you in if you have like a certain actor that is in the group and then you associate them and you kind of check their stuff out as a result. So I think it has its good side and bad side, but hopefully it turns out well for them.
Well, let's put it this way. What is this called? This is an EP, right? So they had one called RPM, June 2019. It sold 56,000 copies in Korea. The next one, I think it's Glory Us. It released on July 6, 2020. Sold over 100,000. So they doubled.
Yeah, I think that's a good sign for them.
Didn't
at
they also
least.
have a full-length album in January?
Did they? Oh, yep, they did. That one sold over 100,000 as well, called First Collection. So the sales are getting there for them, for sure.
I mean,
And I could see that. If you look at it on the positive side, is bringing more attention to the group. So
right. I think what really points me with SF9 is that they're not a group that's like targeting everybody in the entire world. They have a very specific market, and they're clearly doing a good job of collecting more and more fans. And this is 100% they're thinking they're fans, but at the same time it's their way of connecting with fans and like making sure they have a
that
great
bond.
connection with their fandom. Yeah. And like that to me speaks as to, okay, like maybe I don't have the best understanding of SF9's discography or their career or whatnot, but like at that point, that to me is like, okay, does that really matter though? Like they already have like a certain amount of success.
But the interesting thing we'll see to end it on, I'm gonna end it on this.
Yeah.
P1 Harmony debuts next month, which is another boy group
Right.
coming out of FNC.
Yes.
We'll have to see what that means for SF9, right?
That's true.
All right, there were no other big releases this past week, so I will skip that. But we're at Spice King, this segment. So the crew will decide which song reigns supreme. So the Soju chart will be evaluated in terms of song quality, spice, and listener fatigue. Songs that place number 1 on the Soju chart each week will be this week's Song King. And then, Spice King.
Spice King.
And if you win Spice King 3 times, you will be entered in the Hall of Spice to join BTS's Dynamite. But the Soju chart from last week, episode 106, which took a lot of time to fight through to get Everglow Laida pick up this first crown, so that happened. And then second place was Super M's 1 when in parentheses Monster and Infinity. So we learned that 1 is a combination of those 2 songs, apparently,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then third place was from Miss Nine's Feel Good. But the candidate this week are Blackpink's Lovesick Girls, WeEye's debut with Twilight, and SF9 Shine Together.
All right.
All right.
All right. Well, I mean, first of all, I don't even like that La Di Da was first place last week, and I still don't like it either. This was not even in my list of like songs to be in the chart this week.
Huh?
I agree. I want to remove La Di Da and From Miss Nine, Everglow and From Miss Nine from the chart this week.
Okay, I don't know about
Wow.
I don't know about Romance 9 though. I don't know about Romance. I do agree with you on Everglow. I thank you for agreeing with me. Anita, you are minority. You have been overruled. Goodbye, sir. Sayonara.
Let me. All right, let's just go around. I will tell you my ideal chart, right?
Okay.
Oh boy.
I want Super M first place.
Wow. Okay.
I thought about second place.
Okay.
I want Blackpink's Lovesick Girls.
Okay.
And in third place, I want Twilight, WeEye's Twilight in third.
Okay. I think I should go next.
Okay.
Because I said 1 for 1, Lovesick Girls for 2, and either Feel Good or Twilight for 3.
Wow! Wow!
Look at us, Douglas.
Look
at our tables have
sure you guys
turned.
don't talk to each other.
We do that.
before
We do
record?
that. I have no clue that he was gonna say that as well. But you know the funny thing is, I also thought WeEye or From Miss Nine should go with that.
Oh my goodness!
I literally
Oh
get
my
the same
goodness.
chart. What about you, Anita? We could talk about this more. It's not in stone.
No, it's set in stone.
I feel like I am in the minority here.
What do you want? What do you want first place?
I'll see this. One from Super M has not won me over.
Oh,
So-
ew. Okay.
So I honestly I
You were gonna drop it?
Yeah, I wouldn't even want it on the
okay.
chart.
Oh my goodness!
I'm sorry, but I
No,
don't know.
it's
Something about it was just not really there for me.
Something
I
about
don't
you's
know.
not really there for me.
Anita, what are you putting first place?
I kind of still wanted Everglow somewhere in
Wow.
the top
Okay.
Oh my
three.
goodness!
And
Okay.
I would put Lovesick Girls also in the top 3. And I agree with WeEye's debut, Twilight, because I thought it was a pretty
All right,
memorable song
let
from
me.
this week.
You guys talk. Let me do some maths. Okay, like you guys can talk a bit about this.
I don't want you to use maths. You know, we gotta talk this out. This is debate class over here. Look,
Oh.
look.
I got the maths. You want to hear the maths?
Okay, yeah.
If
Okay.
we assign 3 points to first place, 2 points for second place, 1 point for third place, right? If we do that, Super M and Blackpink are tied with 6 points, and WeEye has 3 points.
Wait. Oh man. Can you give 0.5?
And Everglow also has 3 points. Yeah,
Oh,
I need to put
Everglow,
them in
no! No, Everglow! No!
I guess it comes down-
No. Let's just say because
No.
the 3 of us all have WeEye, that it would go over Everglow, right? I think that's fair to say.
By points, yes.
By like not by points, but just because of like frequency, right? All right, so let's just settle let's just settle that WeEye with Twilight gets third place. Okay, let's just say that.
Okay.
So that's in third
I'm
place. for
sorry,
sure.
Everglow.
All right, next we're gonna argue Super M and Blackpink.
Super
I
and Blackpink.
am actually borderline, to be honest with you, Warren.
No. Oh, you no.
I'm
I think-
actually
I think Lovesick Girls is a good song. I think Super M1 is a great song and is still
Wow.
a great song after all this time. Lovesick Girls, I don't think it's a bad song. I like the song. But like it's not something I'm gonna keep on repeat.
Anita, what do you say to counter him?
I mean, there's not much I can do here, but I do know that for me personally, and just with the like how easily I can remember the songs, right? Like how memorable they have been. Super M1 has not been that memorable, to be honest. And in comparison, Lovesick Girls, who Yes, granted, we've listened to them more recently because of the album review and such. But I still feel like it's a lot more catchier, and I don't know, more re-listenability as far as I go. I think.
Okay, well here's what it comes down to, right?
Okay.
Warren is willing to put Blackpink in second, right?
Yes.
Anita didn't want to put Super M anywhere on this chart, anywhere near this chart.
That's right.
Wild.
She didn't want it. She's like, oh hell no, get out of here, right? Like that's what Anita wants to say.
Yes.
Not my words, but
Are you an anger translator, Douglas?
That's literally what I was gonna mention. Doug initially said Super M1 at the top, but honestly, I was flip flopping all day.
Oh
on
my
this.
goodness, Douglas! Don't do this to me.
So am I gonna have to make a game time decision here?
yes.
No. Okay, listen up real quick. Okay?
But I'm also looking into the future, right? If I
Uh-huh.
look into the future, next week's gonna get nuts. We got the Uju Sonyo Unit, Golden Child, Wakey Makey, Pentagon, NCT 2020.
Why are you bringing that up now? Like
We'll
we'll worry
cross
about
that
next
bridge
week.
when we get there.
Yeah, the bridge is
because
still far away.
We've had a trend the last 2 weeks of songs that were in second ending up in first the following week. Right? It's happened twice in a row.
Maybe, yeah, sure. Nah, who knows?
No, it's happened. No, that's objective. That's not like a question.
I
That's
thought you were
the
saying that
trend.
that's gonna happen next week.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just pointing that out. I'm saying that's the trend, objectively.
Okay, well, that's a cool trend.
I'm getting convinced by Anita here a
No,
little.
no. You haven't even listened to me, sir. Here's the
Okay,
thing.
why is Super M, One Monster and Infinity so much superior to Lovesick Girls?
Super M1 Monster Infinity is one of those songs that takes
Yeah.
risks. It takes experiments, does something unique, and while at the same time they build on top of the existing SM sound. They're bringing in, dude, they're the Avengers of SM. They're bringing in the power forces of every group they have. Like Taemin is in here. We got Mark from NCT in here. Like 10 years Hyundai Hube over here. Joining forces, big Power Ranger vibes, big machine, like the robot, like, like
Okay.
together, like, that is what Super M is. Lovesick
The
Girls.
album, the return
album-
of Blackpink.
Sorry, what? The album was an okay album. Lovesick Girls was a cool song. It was nice. There was a lot of things that kind of, that takes away from the song's overall experience. I could go on and on and on about things I don't like about the song, but I'm not, because the song overall is pretty good. But that's where it ends for me. It is pretty good. While on the other hand, you got Avengers Endgame over here. Did you not cry when Tony Stark?
That is not relevant.
Did you
All
not
right,
cry
all
at the
right.
end of that movie?
You know what might be telling though? I've listened to Lovesick Girls about 50 times in the past 4 days. I've listened to One Monster and Infinity twice in the last week.
Exactly.
And both of them occurred today.
Hey,
You getting overruled here, sir.
hey!
There we go, Doug.
I thought you were on my side, dog. What happened?
I could be convinced. I'm malleable, I guess. All right. So, the Soju chart for episode 107. Blackpink's Lovesick Girls will come in first place and pick up their first crown. They are the Spice King this week. Second place, we have Super M's One Monster and Infinity. And in third place, a surprise third place, but a good one, we have WeEye's debut with Twilight. So shout out to Blackpink picking up a crown. But we are now as show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
Okay, so on Tuesday on the show, there was no broadcaster winner. But then, later on in the week, on Wednesday, on Show Champion, and Thursday on M Countdown, the boys, the Stealer,
Wow.
had 2 wins. So 2 wins total for this comeback, but very proud of them. I really like that song.
They
Then-
stole the wins,
They did.
like the Steelers. They are.
Correct. Later on in the weekend, on Friday, on Music Bank, BTS's Dynamite had its 16th win.
Oh
So
man.
congrats to them.
Talk
Later
about
on Saturday, on Show Music Core, there was also no broadcaster winner. But then on Sunday, on Inkigayo, Blackpink's Ice Cream had its 3rd win, and it's the 9th Triple Crown of 2020.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so the show and show music core not broadcasting or airing. I don't know. It's a combination, I think, of it being Chuseok weekend
Yeah,
in Korea,
Chuseok.
and it also might be a little bit because of the COVID. So there's basically that's
Yeah.
what happened there.
Combination.
But in terms of Inkigayo Triple Crowns, right? So Inkigayo is the show that really specifies Triple Crowns because on their system, if you win 3 times, you get taken off, right? So they make a big emphasis of it. For reference, 9th Triple Crown of the year, right? Red Velvet Psycho, Zico's Any Song, BTS is on, ITZY's Wannabe, IU featuring Sugar 8, Blackpink How You Like That, Hwasa's Maria, BTS's Dynamite, and now Blackpink's Ice Cream, right? There has only been 13 weeks this year where a non-Triple Crown song has won Inkigayo.
Oh,
Wow. Okay. So Inkigayo is pretty much like a
Triple
bunch
Crown
of-
City. Yeah.
Right.
So if we think about 13 weeks, right? That's like 3 months, right? And we're in October, which is the 10th month, so we've had 9 months pass. That means like 2 out of every 3 songs is a Triple Crown song that wins that.
wow.
Wow.
I don't know, just some food for thought. And maybe I think they redid their system because last year it was not like this at all. So, but we are now at the end of part 1 of Soju Talk, episode 107. If you are listening to the audio version, sit tight, and if you are on YouTube, head over to the episode 107 part 2 video. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.